one of the most insidious, subtle, and seemingly inconsequential ways that you can corrode your self-perception is by breaking the promises that you make to yourself. Because breaking the promises that you make to yourself, for yourself, and by yourself does not affect anybody but you. And so it can seem much easier to not follow up on those promises. And think to yourself, it's not a big deal if you say you will do something or not do something. If you say you will say something or not say something. If you will prioritize an intention and then not follow the fulfillment of that intention. You can say to yourself, well, it's no big deal, or I'll try again next time, or make any one of a multitude of excuses as to why you couldn't keep the promise that you made. And to be fair, nobody is perfect. And so when you do inevitably fail to keep a promise you make to yourself, you should respond with the intention of fulfilling the next promise you make, doing better next time. But I encourage you to avoid making this your default. And I'm going to tell you why. But first I need to give you context in regards to how I am fulfilling a promise I made to myself through filming this video. I promised myself that before today, August 7th, the time of filming, which is my birthday, I would film and upload a YouTube video to my channel. I made this promise to myself months ago that I would do it before or on my birthday. And today, of course, my birthday rolls around and I start making excuses, trying to justify why I shouldn't to myself. Obviously, I overcame those, right? But some of the excuses that I made were, I'm not home, and all I have is my iPhone. I don't have any of my professional camera gear or audio gear. I'm not in my home studio with controlled lighting. I won't be able to color grade. I won't be able to produce and post in the way that I would like to. I won't be able to have the first video I upload to my channel be this, polished, complete, as close to perfect as I can get it piece of work. But more important than that is keeping the promise that I made to myself. I would rather upload imperfect, shorter form, no cuts or B-roll or edits or polish video than break the promise that I made to myself. Because I know that every time I fail to fulfill the pact I made with myself, that is a paper cut. And that paper cut can prove to be corrosive. Because if you do this enough, if you fail to keep the promises you make to yourself enough times and consistently enough to the point where it becomes habitual, the only promise that you are able to fulfill is that you will not do what you say you will do. You will not follow through with the intention that you set. And so every time you make a promise to do something or say something or to not do something or to not say something, you have this subtle voice in the back of your mind that develops, that quietly whispers to you, you won't fulfill this. No, you won't. You will break this promise to yourself just like you break every other promise to yourself. And so the only promise you end up keeping is that you are incapable of making any kind of meaningful promise to yourself at all. And you want to avoid that at all costs. And so I'm telling you this so that you can begin to be more intentional when you make a commitment for yourself, to yourself, when you make a pact for yourself and to yourself, when you promise for yourself and to yourself. because those promises are important, they are meaningful. And even though it can be easy to allow them to go unfulfilled, to realize you had broken the promise and then to not think about it the next day or even a few minutes after the fact, subperceptually, subconsciously, the awareness that you are someone who does not fulfill the promises you make to yourself builds up internally. It corrodes your integrity, it corrodes your self-perception, it corrodes your progression, and it limits the way in which you live your life and move within the world, what you're able to fulfill and complete and accomplish for yourself and hopefully by extension for others. And so if you're going to make a promise to yourself, make sure it's something you can fulfill. Just like I am fulfilling this promise today, that I would film this video before or on my birthday, that I don't need it to be perfect. I don't need all my gear. I don't need to produce and post. I'm literally just gonna film it on my iPhone and then upload it right to YouTube. And looking back as I grow this channel, as I continue to elevate my ability as a value creator, as I continue to, hopefully, to the best of my ability, touch and influence the lives of others for the better, I will see this video, this promise, crystallized in a piece of content as the first video I ever uploaded to my channel. And I will think to myself, I'm glad that I did that. I'm grateful that I followed through. I won't care that it's not as high quality as I want it to be, or that it's not as produced as I want it to be, or polished as I want it to be. That doesn't matter now. It won't matter then. And I think to the viewers, you watching, the fact that I chose to do it anyway, without the need for any of that, will matter more than if I had waited and, unbeknownst to you, broken the promise to myself. And so consider your intentions to yourself and for yourself sacred. Honor them, follow through with them, recognize their importance and significance, and understand that when you keep them, you build up your sense of integrity, you build up your self-perception, you see the fruits of your labors, the results of the promises that you make and then keep. And then that default voice says, every time you commit to something, yes, you will. Yes, you can. Yes, you are capable. And yes, you will fulfill this because you have time and time again fulfilled for yourself, to yourself, the promises that you make. And in failure, which is inevitable, resolve to do better next time and actually do better next time. Don't get caught up in the cycle of making a promise to yourself, saying that you will fulfill it, allowing it to go unfulfilled, and then saying, I'll do better next time, only to make a promise and then not fulfill it. Because then that becomes a lie as well. Keep the promises you make to yourself. Do what you say you're going to do. Say what you say you are going to say. Be who you say you will be. When you fail, pick yourself up, try again, and continue to keep the promises you make. Your integrity will improve, your self-perception will improve, and your capability to fulfill and accomplish as a human being will improve. Thank you so much for watching. Much love. Can't express my gratitude for you enough, and I will see you in the next video.